Good morning. My name is Vanessa. I'll briefly introduce our online course management system, focusing on the system overview, business rules, ERD, and the business idea. First, introduction. Many educational institutions still rely on spreadsheets or manual system to manage student records, course, and assessment. So this method often causes data redundancy, inconsistency, and difficulty in tracking academic information. So our online course management system uses a centralized relational database to manage students, lecturers, course enrollments, assessment, summation, announcement, and learning materials. By applying database design principles such as ER modeling and normalization, the system improves data accuracy, integrity, and efficiency.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Educo Shandy. Now I will explain about problem statements and objectives. So, why we choose to create an online course management is because there is no centralized system to manage online course information and record. So, it's important to us to develop a database system that stores and manages all online course record efficiently. Besides that, manual handling and students' enrollments and course registration will cause errors and data redundancy. So, we choose to design a structured database that reduces data redundancies and improve data accuracy. Lastly, it's difficult for administrators and instructors to track students' enrollments and course details. So, we need to provide an organized system that allows easy tracking of students' course and enrollments.
Next, I will explain some key business rules of our system. So first, students can enroll in multiple courses, and each course can have many students. This many-to-many relationship is resolved using the enrollment table. Each course must be taught by exactly one lecturer, while a lecturer can teach multiple courses. Each course can have multiple assessments, and students are allowed to submit only one submission for each assessment. These rules ensure consistency and are enforced using primary key and foreign key. Next, ERD. This diagram shows the entity relationship diagram for our online course management system. The main entities are students, lecturer, and course. Each student is uniquely identified by a student ID and stores personal and academic information such as program and status. Students and course have a many-to-many relationship, which is resolved using the enrollment entity. This table records which student enrolls in which course and the enrollment dates. Each course is taught by one lecturer. A lecturer can teach multiple courses, forming a one-to-many relationship. Each course can have multiple assessments, and students submit their work to the submission entity. Each submission links a student to a specific assessment and records submission status. Course can also have announcements created by the lecturer and outlook files such as lecture notes and assignment guidelines. So overall, this ERD clearly defines relationships using primary and foreign keys, ensuring data integrity and supporting normalizations.
Hello everyone, my name is Chong Jin Wong. Now I will presenting the data normalization of our online course enrollment system. At first, we collect all the data into a one table. This table included all the fields, all the entities and the data. We didn't separate the entity relationship. We just simply add it together. If we have repeating data, we just add a new rows. Although it's a lot of repeating, but we still do it. This make a huge data redundancy and repeating data and unused data being recording. This make the data is difficulty to manipulate. So to fix the problems, we have to normalize it. At first, we have to eliminate we have to group it with their relationship. For example, we group all the lecturer data into a table, group all the student into a table, and etc. This is the first normalization form. And the next, we have to connect all these table with the primary and foreign key. For example, for the course, each course must have a lecturer. So we can go to lecturer table and assign the lecturer ID as primary key. And then we copy it and put it at here. So now the course and the lecturer is be linked. So if the someone want to find who is the course lecturer, they can come to the course table and find the lecturer ID and go to the lecturer table and find who is the course lecturer. So this is the second normal form. For the third normal form, we actually already successful. We just need to eliminate all the repeating and not related groups. So not much change in third normalization. That's all for my presenting. Thank you.
For the business idea, in my opinion, our system solves real-life problems faced by universities and colleges in managing academic records. By using a centralized database, the system reduces administrative workload, improves data accuracy, and minimizes duplication of records. The main users are students, lecturers, and administrators. However, challenges include development costs, system security, and integration with existing systems. Despite these challenges, the system provides a strong foundation for efficiency academic management.
My name is Tan Jun Su, and for our project online course management system, my business idea would be streamlining education for freelance creators and independent instructors. So the solution would be most independent educators rely on this organized spreadsheet that are difficult to maintain. This system provides a centralized database to administer courses effectively. Instructors can enroll students, monitor participation, and minimize manual labor, all from a single organized dashboard. So the target users are freelance tutors, because they need a cost-efficient way to manage small classes and accept students without technical complexity, and content creators, which requires a simple system to administer courses and monitor involvement while focusing on content creation. Lastly, which is coaches, which they seek flexibility to address personalized courses material and handle instructional practice efficiently. Next, which is the system analysis, which is the strength of our system would be the ease of use, the intuitive interface designed for non-technical users, centralized control, which unifies the management of courses and student data, and it is also perfect for small-scale educators and freelancers. And lastly, it eliminates the needs for sophisticated, expensive enterprise systems. The weakness, which is the lower advanced functionality compared to large LMS learning platforms, and the reliance of internet connection for access and management. And lastly, which is primarily tailored for individuals rather than large institutions. And our marketing strategy would be through social media, which is promotion on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and those places are where freelance teachers are active. And influence partnership, which is collaborating with educational influencer to demonstrate how the system simplifies management. Lastly, which is incentives, which is attracting new users through free trials, basic versions, and tutorial video content marketing. Lastly, which is potential challenges, marketing saturation, attracting users in a competitive market where numerous established systems already exist, and ensuring the pricing model remains accessible and affordable for individual instructors, and guaranteeing system reliability and the absolute safety of student and instructor data. And lastly, which is limited resource may pose a challenge for technical maintenance and 24/7 user support. And that's all for my business idea, and thank you.
Now I will explain about my business rule. First, this system has centralized course and student data to reduce duplication and improve management. To advertise it, we decide to promote through social media, educational platforms, and institutional partnerships. The strength and weakness of the system is it is flexible and centralized system but requires internet access and technical maintenance. The potential user of this system is students, lecturers, and administrators who need easy access, management, and monitoring tools. The potential challenge is it costs high and the data security need to improve and the scalability and user training.
Many schools still face difficulty on managing online learning, student data, and coursework using manual method or basic tools. This often led to disorganized information and difficulty when updates are needed. Our system addresses this problem by providing a centralized online system where all student record, teacher information, and online class data are stored in one place. This makes information easier to manage, access, and update efficient. To promote the system, we plan to introduce it during school management meeting and through educational websites. School administrator will be given system demonstrate and trial versions. Teacher and administrator can also share their positive experience helping to encourage wider adoption. One major strength of this system is that it reduces paperwork and manual tasks while improving accuracy in data management. However, a possible weakness is that schools may need technical support and reliable internet access to use the system effectively. The main user of this system are student, teacher, and school administrator. Student need easy access. The main user of this system are student, teacher, and school administrator. Student need easy access to class information. Teacher need tools to manage classes and student lists. And administrator need a system to monitor school record and learning activities. Some challenges include installation costs, lack of technical expertise, system maintenance, and the needs for the user training. Despite this challenge, proper planning and support can ensure successful implementation. In conclusion, this system improves the school management, it supports digital learning, and will investing for long-term benefit. That's all my business idea. Thank you.
As a conclusion, we have developed a structured database for an online course management system. We manage course data such as students, courses, assessments, and learning materials. However, our system has some limitations like focus only on data storage and lacks advanced features. So, for the future works, we decided to add an automate grading and notifications. Also, we need to improve our reporting, security, and the system interface. That's all for our presentations. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tan Jun Soo, and now I'll be the one doing the system demonstration. So first I'll show the database. So these are the tables available in the database, and I'll show the tables with their data. So these are all the tables with their data. And so now I'll show the DML used in this database. So for the first situation would be if a student has completed his studies and the record will be updated in the database. So first, so we'll first update the student one, make it because he finished his studies, so he will become graduated for his status. So So as you can see here, his status is updated. So next would be if a student dropped a course. Wait. So for the example, we will use this one. So this one, this person's student ID is 5, and the course that he want to drop is this 10. So So as you can see here, the record is deleted. So, and then last for DML, which is if a student wants to add a course to his enrollment. So for, I will use student ID 1 as an example. So as you can see here, he doesn't have course ID number 10, so I'll add it to him. So as you can see here, this course is added to student ID 1. So next I'll be talking about the intermediate SQL used in this database. So first would be, the situation would be the faculty office needs a list showing the student's name with their course and their enrollment date. So this involves 3 tables, which is student table, course table, and enrollment table. So after interjoining these 3 tables, the result will get this table here. It's showing the student name with their course and then the enrollment date too. And then next would be, the next situation would be if a management wants to know the number of students in different programs. So this would be the code, and it is grouped by the programs. So as you can see here, it counts the total student inside each programs and then it shows it out. So lastly would be the situation when the management want to find out the student enrolled before 2025 October 15. So this code works by interjoining the student table and the enrollment table using the student ID, and then it finds out the enrollment date before 2025 October 15, and it puts it in an order of ascending order. So as you can see here, this is the code, and that's all for intermediate SQL. So next I'll be talking about the advanced SQL, which it uses trigger to check if a student submitted their work after the due date. So this is the code, and which is to get the due date, and then it checks if the due date was actually found, and it performs the comparison using the new submission date with the due date, and then it changes the submission status to late submission if it is over the due date. So, and then in order to make it work, you need to insert a new data so that it will trigger the new function. And then after selecting it, you can see here, the old data is not affected, but only the new one is affected. So see last submission here. So next I'll be showing the another code, which is about if lecturer wants to know if a student is not submitting their work on different courses. So next, the next advanced SQL will be if the lecturer wants to know if the student is submitting their work on different courses. So this is the code, and then here this one shows, so this one shows the number shows that if like get at risk students. So if 3 is if the student did not submit, overdue, or late submission, 3 or more than that, then it will get listed out. So here you see these 3 students are all listed out because they didn't submit their homework or late submit more than 3 times or equals to 3 times. And then lastly would be a function to calculate how many total credit hours a student has. So you can see here, this is the code here. It calculates the sum of every student's enrolled course, and then here this one, it selects out the, so it shows the workload, which is the total credit hour of every student with a descending order. So as you can see here, it shows the student ID, student name, and with the workload, and then from top to bottom, the highest workload to the lowest workload. And I think that's all for my system demonstration. Thank you.